What's going on, boxing heads? It's Pool Kind of Boxing. Like and subscribe. Errol Spence Jr., had cataract surgery last week, and it looks like it's the same eye we had to detach retina for the Manny Pacquiao fight. Looked like his vision was blurred, and he said that's why he got hit with so many hooks and jab from Bud Crawford in their square off match, right? So this is going to enrage the hearts, the mind, and imagination of a lot of Bud Crawford fans because it takes away from Bud Crawford's victory, right? You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence Jr. said he has not been living the boxer lifestyle, which a lot of Bud Crawford fans have been saying for years that, he blow ups between fights and, sometimes he's almost up to 190 and he has to cut all that weight off in time for the fight. He did it with Mikey Garcia. He did it with Sean Porter, and he did it with Bud Crawford. I don't think he did that with Ugas, right? And he looked really good in the Ugas fight. So I think he really got himself together for that fight. But the problem is that Errol Spence Jr. is undisciplined at times, and he uses sheer willpower, to win fights at times because he's like a lazy kid that don't want to do his book report until he get the pressure of the day is due, and then he just cram everything in, right? So that doesn't help you as you get older as a fighter. But at the same time, he's also taking another hit when it comes to cashing out for the Bud Crawford fight, right? If you knew that your eye was blurry, you went ahead and fought anyway. So that's a problem that Errol Spence Jr. has, that he cashed out for the Bud Crawford fight. Now, in the rematch, is his eye going to heal in time for the rematch? Or are they just going to push back the date? Because it was dated for April, sometime in April. And now with the eye surgery, he needs time to recover. And he still is not going to have a tune up fight, right? So, once again, Errol Spence Jr. is behind the eight ball, right? Because he's going to need to be able to work. Now, if you look at Errol Spence Jr., he looks like he's in shape. He looks like he's not off weight like he was before. He's not bloomed up to like 190 pounds. So he looks pretty damn good. So he has been in the gym. Now, what is going on with Bud Crawford and Bomac? What are they going to have the fight at 147 or 154, or are we going to have a fight at all? Because nobody knows how long it's going to take for Errol Spence Jr. eye to recuperate, right? And this is going to like really piss off a lot of Bud Crawford fans because they want to put that victory up in the closet and they want to seal it and they want to be able to look at it like it's a beautiful memory in the photo album. But this resets everything. I think this raises a lot of questions. If a healthy 100% Errol Spence Jr., into the ring with two eyes that can see everything coming, how is that going to affect the fight? Is Bud Crawford still going to come out on top, or are we going to see Errol Spence Jr. shock the world? You know what I'm saying? So that is going to be an interesting question. This is going to recharge the rivalry between the Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. fan. If you're an Errol Spence Jr. fan, you you knew something was off. You knew that Errol Spence Jr. timing was off. You knew that, and he looked like a guy that couldn't see the punches coming because we was like wondering how could he keep getting hit with the jab like that? And they thought it was just the speed of Crawford. They thought it was just the skill of Crawford. But if you really think about it, and you're a real boxing fan, you would say, this was Bud's easiest fight. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the people that fought Bud, this was his easiest fight. So it's either one or two things, you know what I'm saying? Either EJ couldn't see or Crawford was totally prepared and studied him for years and took Errol Spence Jr. down. Now, you already know where I stand. You know what I'm saying? I think Bud, with the snack program and Victor Conte over there, with the snack program, I think there's a lot of questions. Shout out to manager Marty, who's been he's been on that story, about Victor Conte and what he's doing over there at the snack program, so you could check out Manager Marty, for that, for those kind of stories and live streams and things like that. But to me, what I'm saying, Errol, it was something that was going on with Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? It was the eye, and I think he just had to go for the money, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not who's going to turn down $20 million, right? So it's so a lot of Bud Crawford fans are downplaying the rematch, trying to make it a foregone conclusion that Bud Crawford is just going to walk through EJ. It's going to be the same result, right? That's very convenient. That's a very convenient thing, right? But now that we know that Errol Spence Jr. suffered from a eye injury and he went through with the fight anyway, you know what I'm saying? This is going to enrage a lot of Bud Crawford fans. So, I took it upon myself to look up, saying some fights that happened in boxing history where, the favorite, lost the first fight, came back and won the second fight, like Miguel Cotto versus Antonio Margarito in 2008. Margarito stopped Cotto, in the 11th round, right? 3 years later, December 3rd, 2011, they fought again. Miguel Cotto stopped Antonio Margarito, right? He stopped him in the ninth round, right? Found the plaster of Paris powder on his glove by Nazim Richardson. He was in the locker room being an observer, and he saw that Paris of powder stuff on his on Margarito's glove. And that's when he was fighting. That's when Margarito was fighting Sugar Shane back in 2009, right? And this was before the second fight with Miguel Cotto, who fought him in 2011, right? So, they found out that he had, that plaster of Paris powder on his gloves, and it made a cast when you sweat on it. And, he lost. He damn near lost all the damn fights, because Cotto came back and destroyed him. It was a ninth round stoppage, but you could see that Cotto, was able to handle Margarito without them plaster weapons in his hand wraps, right? So, you got to watch these guys because they be cheating, right? 2001, Lennox Lewis, lost to Rockman. He went out there and got knocked out in the fifth round, he went out there. We knew that Lewis was the better fighter, right? But sometimes Lennox Lewis was lazy, and he didn't train up to his competition. And he went out there and he got knocked out in the fifth round, got knocked out by a big right by Rockman, he was out of there. Then he came back 7 months later, 2001, Lennox Lewis, went out there, took care of business, fourth round knockout. Um, direct 2000 May 2005, direct May 2005, Diego Corrales was TKO'd in the 10th round by Jose Castillo, right? 5 months later, October 2005, Diego Corrales KO'd Castillo in the fourth round. So you see, if you're a real boxing fan, you already know that a rematch sometimes must be had, right? I don't care what the first fight was. You can come back and win. And Errol Spence Jr. definitely has a chance to beat Bud Crawford, especially if you had an eye injury, right? If you had an eye injury, that means, you was at a disadvantage. And if you're fighting somebody as good as Bud Crawford, you're gonna have to be 100%, or you're gonna have to be the best version of yourself to have a chance to beat a Bud Crawford, right? And Bud studied Errol Spence Jr. for years. He's not fooling anybody, you know what I'm saying? That's why he stretched the fight out for that long, right? You know what I'm saying? He stretched the fight out. He took a tune up. He did everything to get the advantage. He did everything strategically that he could to win the fight. Now, that's not saying nothing bad about Bud Crawford. It's just that Errol Spence Jr. took Bud Crawford lightly, right? And he shouldn't have. And I think in the second fight, I do believe that EJ is gonna either beat Crawford or he's just gonna do a whole lot better. That's just being a realistic boxing fan. For all these people out here saying that Errol Spence Jr. don't have a chance, they are not real boxing fans. They don't know what the hell they talking about, because I just gave you three fights where the favorite fighter, or the guy that everybody thought was going to win, came back and won and redeemed himself. So this has been Bull Counter Boxing. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more hardcore boxing content. Peace.